Happy Tuesday, Ipswich. It's Terrific Tuesday. I've got Bernie Giggins in the studio with me right here on West Burma Radio as we drive you home, giving you lots of food for thought. Bernie, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
That's
It's
good.
a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, of course. Our Tuesday afternoon, our Terrific Tuesday
Tuesdays,
afternoon.
yes.
Now, last week we had a really big chat about, empaths rising up and how to kind of clear out the old and start fresh a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
And how empaths can sometimes, when they're trying to stand up for themselves, maybe be a bit passive aggressive.
Yes, yeah. The thing with that, and we were talking about as well with the dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul is like there comes a stage in your life where it goes, I'm not doing this anymore.
So it's like a catalyst, isn't it? Because I remember you mentioned last week about alcoholics or drug addicts when they're coming off, they can sometimes have this dark night of the soul.
A lot of them do.
Yeah.
There's another thing as well. A lot of people that before committing suicide, they have the dark night of the soul as well, without realising if they could just sit with it or, ask for help or guidance, from above. Because your spirit, your soul is always there.
Yeah.
If you can get in tune with it. But because our mind is so strong and it's so loud, it's taking over.
Yeah.
But, I've known a lot of people that you go, oh my gosh, they left too early or whatever it is. But it's a split second. It's either, stay with it, what is the next step? It's not going to be all like this.
Yeah.
If I can hang in here, that's when things start to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of people as well, it's almost like depression. They can't stop crying. They just don't know what's going on. But it's whatever you've been doing. What is it? What you've when you do what you've always done, you get what you've always got.
Yeah.
The insanity thing.
Yeah. Definition of insanity: doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Yeah. Well, this is another part of it. Goes, there's got to be a different way. And as I was saying, the last week as well, when I went into learnt Reiki, I thought, going in and learning something and really connecting to your higher self.
Yeah.
Well, wow, that was oh my God, I just couldn't sleep. I was just up all the time and I'm writing stuff. Wow. And even when I was, sleeping, it'd be waking me up and I've got to write stuff and I'm just going, oh my God, what's this? And it was scribble and it was like, what's going on? But it was just bringing up you, because you're waking up your spirit.
Yeah.
It's coming up through the old crap that you've always been through.
Yeah.
Then it starts giving you pictures and memories and stuff like that of your past. Sometimes it can even go into past lifetimes. And because I was with the Reiki master, she was guiding me. I'm going mad. Oh my God!
I'm writing stuff down. What's going on? Yeah.
And I've got a voice. Oh my God! I'm yelling or I'm saying this is not going to happen, and I think I need the exorcist. But if I was by myself, I wouldn't have. I'd be really freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, who do I call? Ghostbusters.
Obviously.
But it was no. Just keep going through. And I did. Then you've got to go and work with your own self. Understand what's actually happening, make peace with it. Do some more energy work with it. So that was in say November.
Yeah.
And in the May, my mum passed away.
Oh.
It was just. But it was like I was going through all of these shifts and changes, which was bringing up a lot of the childhood issues and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I'm going, oh, this is really good. I can finally release stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just timing as well. And this is what the Reiki master was saying. It was her time, her journey. And I'm just taking, I didn't get to see her. I didn't get to do whatever it was. But it was like, holy cow. And that was the spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
It was just uncurling as it was going through.
Yeah.
And then when I did actually go to, because she lived in a different state, I could actually make peace with her, and I could almost, there was a couple of times that I was helping her go to the other side. Oh, wow. Yeah,
Okay.
whereas before that I've got no idea, that was me.
Yeah.
So soul and spirit were already setting it up, helping me go through it. And I realised afterwards, I'm going, oh wow, if I hadn't had that, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be just locked away.
Because it gives you that whole different mindset, doesn't it? A different way of looking at things, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
But that's your spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
And then you've got a choice. You either keep going on that path or you, oh God, I better not do this. What will other people think?
They
or
won't like me.
Yeah. This is really out. This is really woo-woo. This is really out there. People are going to be putting me away.
Yeah.
And so it closes down. But it's always there. It's always simmering underneath.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few other different times. And now it's like, oh, wow, I am up there. I've risen above it. And this is the choices that I take.
Yeah.
So, that's the spiritual awakening is taking you to a higher level.
Yeah.
A higher level of consciousness, but also being able to see what the lessons were, what you had to learn, the teachers who were in your life. On a soul level, you're either a teacher or a student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at different times in your life, are you different things?
Yeah. Okay. And on a soul level, before you come to earth, you make a contract, or you make, when we go down to, you will teach me this, or I'll teach you that. And you're really great friends as a soul. And when you come to earth, you forget everything. Okay. You don't even know who they are.
And then you've got to learn it.
Yeah. Oh, and we just have to learn it ourselves, and we think, oh, that person's a such and such. Yeah. But they had to push me further than whatever it had before. And then at the end of it all, you would actually thank them, not in person, but on a soul level, and you cut them. You cut cords, with them. And that's the most highest honouring that you can actually do, is you thank them on a soul level for teaching what you needed to teach. And you release yourself and you release them on a soul level. And then they are free, you're free. And as we were saying about, earthly stuff, the New Year's resolutions and things like that, that's earthly stuff. Yeah. Whereas on a higher level, I'm their teacher. I was a thorn in their side. Maybe they were a thorn in my side. Yeah. It's different. It could be a male this time. It could be a female that time. Yeah. But it's just understanding the spiritual side and going with it. Yeah. And then we'll just chat with about the passive aggressive when we come back.
All right, stick around. It's Rach and Bernie on your Terrific Tuesday right here on Westboro Radio. It's Rach and Bernie on Terrific Tuesday right here on Westboro Radio. Now, we're talking Dark Night of the Soul, which we've been talking about for a couple of weeks. There's so much to cover though, isn't it? And we're talking passive aggressive. Yeah. Which is the empath's weapon of choice sometimes, would you say?
So what happens is when you're spiritually awakening, you don't need to be doing the empath anymore. And that's your automatic people pleasing. Yeah. And it goes, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. So that's when you get into a lot of trouble, because
what do you mean you don't want to do that?
I didn't give you permission. So what this when you're actually changing, you actually turn into the passive aggressive. Yep. So you boil, it's like poke the bear. And it's like, boiling up, and then all of a sudden you explode. Yeah. And usually on another different level, the narcissist is the one that usually does that to provoke you, to say that you're the cause of all the problems. Yeah. But when you're going through the dark night of the soul, as we're saying, an awakening, it's wanting you. One part of you is automatic in the people pleasing. Then there's another part of it that goes, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah. That's a passive aggressive part that goes, I'm not doing this anymore. It throws a tantrum. Yeah. And it's really throws it out there, and people are going, oh my God, she's so rude.
Yeah, what's going on? What's happened to her?
But you're out of control. You can't, you're overreacting as well. But what it's doing is you have to get from people pleasing to change that automatically, to come over into assertive, to be assertive and say, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. Yeah. But in the meantime, in the middle, you have to, it's a bit of a struggle and a tug of war.
Well, it's something you've got to practice, isn't it? Because we don't say no. This is not something that empaths do, is we don't say no. No. So all of a sudden we've got this voice and we're not going to do it anymore. So
As we said before, make sure that you replace your wishbone with a backbone.
Yeah, it's like when little kids learn to speak and they don't know how to control their volume or their, You've been silent.
and you've been doing this for such a long time, it does come out. It's almost like fizzy. When we first, some of the clients, if they, they're first doing it, it's like, oh my God, I swore so much. I did this, I did this. Yeah, I said, that's fine, it'll cool down.
Yeah.
It's just that you've never allowed yourself, you've never been allowed. Yeah. And now in this new rising above, this is your new way of being.
Yeah.
So some of the things, so when you're a passive, it looks like lack of eye contact, looking down, not expressing yourself. And it says, I'm okay with whatever you want. People don't think about my feelings. It's fine. I don't want to get anyone into trouble. And then when you're going to assertive, when you're assertive, it goes, you do make eye contact. You are calm but firm voice. You respect your rights and the rights of others. And it sounds like, I don't want to play soccer. Do you want to play football instead? You're saying what you want. I feel sad when you say I can't play statements that start with I. So you're actually taking ownership.
Yeah.
When you're in the aggressive, when you've got to go from the automatic people pleasing, then you wake up I am not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
The aggressive is rolling, eye rolling, finger pointing, angry, forceful words, focused on your needs, rude or bossy. This is what we're doing. You can't play with me if you don't play this game. Statements that begin with you.
Yeah.
But you have to understand where it's come from. The more that you're just undoing so many cages of you've always been told you can't do this, and it's undoing all of that. So it's all going to come out.
Releasing the Kraken.
Absolutely.
And then it's like you got to reel it back a little bit. Okay, that was too much. Let's reel it back, and I'll meet it in the middle somewhere, and I'll be assertive without, being scary.
Yeah, absolutely. But when you understand where it comes from as well, that's when you really have such compassion for yourself, because there's some time in your life as a child, because there's nothing about anybody else. It's all about you that you're still hiding. Now, one of the ones is that, as a child, to get attention, because there's no attention, then you will retreat or withdraw to try and hopefully somebody will come and look for you. They don't come and look for you, so then you do something else for more attention. And then when you grow up, you're still doing the childish thing, and now you're not. It's like, I don't need to do that anymore. It's like swallowing poison and hoping the person dies.
Yes.
So the more that we're injuring ourselves and hurting ourselves because we want the other person to, instead of saying, hey, you've really hurt me, we just do all of these assuming and
we just
charade,
swallowing it down, swallowing the rage.
But it's a bit like charades. Sounds like, looks like, and goes, in actual fact, you just ticked me off or whatever it is. And but the other part is, don't stay around these people, because we were talking about toxic healthy. Find what is toxic healthy, because you don't know. It's been covered over. You've never been allowed. You just keep going on, head down, bum up, little turtle. And it's learning what is toxic, what is healthy. How do I want to feel? And we said it before. How does this person make me feel? Do I want to go to work? Some people that I used to work with, they would spew up before they went into work. Because
that's
it was
a bad workplace.
Yeah, but no, I've got to keep going. But you do what you have to do. Again, the insanity thing. And it's like, but I have a choice now. And when you get into that assertive side, like I said, it's a big play. You have to go across this passive aggressive. Where am I doing that to myself? Because it's self-inflicted. And when you get down to the bottom of it, you go, actually, I don't need to do this anymore. Now I know where it comes from. I'm okay with this. What are your triggers? What triggers you to make you go into the passive aggressive? If they dismiss me, if they talk over me, if they do whatever it is, what is it for you? When you find those triggers, okay, it's coming up. Or you say it to somebody, listen, it just really ticks me off when you do that. Can you not do it? If they keep doing it, ditch them.
Get rid of them. Absolutely. And sometimes anger
off the train.
Anger is freeing, isn't it? It's empowering.
Yeah.
It's more empowering than being sad or
And don't be scared of it.
Yeah.
We're taught to be scared of the anger.
Yes.
When in actual fact, that is our human nature of, you've crossed the line.
Yeah.
And that's a boundary.
It's not ladylike
Yes. Yeah. Or one of your parents have been like that, and it really scares you as a little kid. You're not a little kid anymore, but you're still a little kid in the mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I can handle this. This is all for me.
I'm a big grown-up person with my big girl panties on. Hey. All right, well, stay tuned because we'll come back and we will wrap this up. So don't go anywhere, Bernie. It is Rachel and Bernie on your terrific Tuesday right here on West Brimmer Radio. We're talking passive-aggressive right now, aren't we, Bernie?
Yes, but we are wanting to get from people-pleaser through the passive-aggressive and into the self-assertive side.
I like that you describe the passive-aggressive as a river that you've got to cross. That just, in my mind, that makes it so clear. Yeah.
You got to learn it because you've got to unlearn a lot of stuff, and the passive aggressive is the anger inside.
Yeah.
You know, why the hell did that happen? And it's just learning to work with it.
Yeah.
Because it's been kept, you know, it's almost like the raging tiger or the raging lion, and you've kept them away, you've locked them up, and it's like, bring them out.
Yeah.
Because all they're doing is protecting you from something.
Yes.
And then, and putting you in the right spot, you're in the wrong relationship, you're in the wrong career. And as we were saying about those clients or friends that went to work and they were spewing before they went to work.
That's right there. That's not okay in any context.
But we had the biggest bully, narcissistic male there. Yeah. And he was just so great for everybody. Everybody else was great because he was getting the results.
Because everyone's terrified.
Yeah. Oh, see, the bosses. When you go into, you're supposed to have somebody else. You can't just have one in control. And he wasn't one of the big bosses, but he was getting all the results.
Right.
And so it's okay, do whatever you need to do. I hear it all the time.
That's awful.
Yeah. So there's lots and lots of people that haven't got the backup. The managers don't want to do anything about it. I hear it all the time, and work cover have to come in and these people are just crippled. But, you still have these narcissistic bullies sitting in the centre, and there's nobody accountable for them.
Yeah.
And let's bring in some rituals that you actually put karma back. These people who did not help you, how about you put all of that stress back onto them and return to sender?
Yeah.
That you have to then, you're clear. I'm not doing this. I'm not taking all of this stuff on my own self is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If there's somebody there, they all have to answer to God or the creator of all, whatever they want to choose. But until then, they must have somebody else. They have to answer to somebody.
Yeah.
These narcissistic people think they're above the law, and it's time now to take your energy back. Rise above, as we were saying. How can I rise above? How can I hand it back to them?
Yeah.
And not be waiting on the fence for them to get what's coming to them.
Yes, because sometimes karma takes a long time.
Yeah, but you need to move on. You don't need to be watching it. So cut the cords. Close the door.
So sort of assume the karma is going to happen, but you don't need to.
But you're letting it go. If you've got any, energetic cords to them, if you're still angry with them, use this passive-aggressive stuff. But then cut cords, energetic cords that if you're thinking about them, you are still connected to them.
Yeah.
If you're still angry about them, you're still connected to them. Do lots of rituals, as in, punch a pillow, use a cricket bat, whatever you need to do. But you're emptying all the anger out. Yeah. And you just keep cutting off and you return to sender, let go, what's my next thing? And you've got to get yourself out of, if you have them in your memory all the time, your mind goes, oh, you want more of that. Yeah. You have to have something to equal it into balance, into yin yang. Yeah. So you just, every time you think of that, so think of something better. Yeah. Or somebody that makes you feel good, or somebody who's helped you, or a mentor. Yeah. If they were here, what would they say to me? Yeah. And you have to get your brain to, so much better. Yeah. And then ditch them. But at the moment, the more that you're thinking about them, your brain goes, oh, you want more. Yeah. You don't. You don't. You really don't get rid of it. You cannot ever beat a narcissist. Yeah. And as I said, stop swimming with the narcs. You are not one of them. You'll never be one of them. How can you rise above? Yeah. And, go to the next level. Yeah. And you don't need them in your life. Oh. They don't bring you anything good, do they? No. They can cause you, that, not them. Okay, so they're not, it's your mind that keeps going around. Yeah. Okay, so if they were there with a gun over you, that's quite dangerous, but they're not there. they're still at work, but your mind is still, I want to get them, I want to do this, I want to do that. Have a look at some of these beautiful kids, they're getting bullied, cyberbullying and stuff like that, because they can't get them out of their head. But there's nobody else to help them as well. I can tell you what to do, but it's the straw that breaks the camel's back, but you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. Until you realise, on the inside, I can actually boost, every time I think of it, I delete it, then I'm going to replace it with this. What would my friends say? Somebody who's very positive, loving and supportive of you, and then build that up. And so at the moment, the bully or the narcissist is huge, and you have to get the other side really get that much bigger. You think, your mind think that's bigger, but your higher self and the spiritual awakening is bigger than that. The light is there, and always tap into it.
You can do it. Stand up for yourself.
Absolutely. So when you master your passive aggressive, you can expect to feel more empowered, in control of your emotions and reactions. You can expect to be more mindful about your thoughts and feelings. You're better able to express yourself in a respectful, assertive way. You expect to cultivate healthier relationships with others, but also with yourself, with your health. The more that, when I was going through a lot of bullying and intimidation with the Queensland Health, and they said there was nothing going on, but they also enabled it all, the health problems that I had over that time were just enormous, medical problems all the time, because that was I was doing it internally. The more that you can express it out, release it out, and next week we're going to do some rituals so that we're going to clear that out for you.
I love that.
But it requires a great deal of self-awareness and self-control. And as we were saying at the beginning, this is where you come back into your selfishness. And really self-responsible. Take ownership for it.
The good self.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right. We'll catch up next
week.
Thank you. Thank you, Bernie. As always, I will catch you for another edition of Terrific Tuesday next Tuesday. Thank you. Have a great week. And I will catch you on the flip side. It's Rach and Bernie driving you home right here on West Brimmer Radio.